Hello, hello, and welcome to all. Let me just get into a better person. I'm making so I don't sell on my phone. Honestly. Anyway, yes. GTA 5, the second game I streamed, and I did so by playing some Transform races. No idea why those are. Who knows? But yeah, Transform races. We'll start with playlist 1, go on to playlist 2, and maybe onto playlist 3. Always one lap. Always, definitely, one lap. Most of these races are too long to be dealing with more than one. And I see you've given me a follow, Haas 00312, so thank you for that. Yeah, first, no, we don't want to be doing first person. Doing first person I mean, oh, go on then. Just for this one race though. Just for this one race. Because it is very awkward to be in first person in some vehicles whose Transform races ask you to use especially when you get to planes. Like flying planes in first person. Yeah. Ah yeah, here we go, helicopter. You really don't get much in the way of space awareness. So you just kind of guess where you're heading. And with a jetpack? Oh no, no. A jetpack, or thruster as it's called, in first person, an already near enough uncontrollable vehicle, in first person, no. I think not. I mean, this looks alright in first person. If you had people sat there, you'd easily be able to see them. Not that you've got anyone sat there because it's Greece. But it's nice and relaxing to just be driving a boat in first person. Unless you get into massively high waves and you just cannot see where you're going, then it gets a bit scary. Ah yeah, here we go. Transforming into a plane. So now you can see what I'm on about. Very little awareness of where your wings are. And it's very scary to be... Oh, and yeah. Can you honestly tell me you can see anything out of that? This is what I mean by asking me to do first person in some very interesting choices. Well, this is what I mean when I say it's interesting to do first person. Because the game definitely doesn't ask you to do that unless you say to force first person. Which would be fun if you had plenty of people. Eh? Oh, you are kidding me. You are.
I don't know him. I work with him.
Yeah, okay. Let me just get back into online, please. I don't know why those, but things just seem to have very... The Xbox has occasional blips where it goes offline, just for a second, but to GTA that's all it needs to boot you out. Just a single blip, it will boot you out of the game. So, playlists, my playlists. We'll do the second one, and hope that no disconnection issues come up. Now we'll go old school. We'll use as in Toronto. Now, Twister, if I remember right, go around some, yeah, there we go, there it is. The big twisty Spider-Man. We'll go down that soon enough. High up in the sky we go. Into a plane, we then transform. There's so much enjoyment from that Skywalker Saga trailer. Gamescom yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday, it was Wednesday. But yes, so much enjoyment from it. If you want to access my website, then take a look at that article that I've written about it. Feel free to do so. Because there is quite a lot of interesting stuff that came out of that trailer. Here we go, went down Twisty Spiral. Don't even have to do anything. Just keep accelerating. And then out we climb and transform back into a plane. And then into a boat. No, we don't need to hold RB to perform a side turn. We're more than okay just turning regularly. Like, honestly, stop turning. There's very little difference, really. It makes very little difference. Because you're just not going to be staying under the water enough for it to really mean anything. For it to really do much. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, at least it didn't clip our wing off. That's something. and a new Saints Row as well. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, especially as it releases in February. Seems to be going for the same sort of chaos that you'd find in the newer games, but more grounded like the old ones, maybe? I really don't know. All I do know is that it definitely seems to have more Mexican, Spanish maybe theme? Or they're more Mexican, I would guess. What with the almost Wild West opening, and then getting into the city and all the chaos that unfolds in there. But it definitely feels like a city in a desert, and that name definitely reminds me of a Mexican name. Funnily enough, it also kind of reminds me of Los Santos, the name of the city we are currently in. Santos Elenos. Definitely a Mexican sounding name. Which means we'll probably that's 2 Mexican inspired worlds we'll be exploring in this next year. Because you got Forza Horizon 5 going there, and then you've got this Saints Row reboot as well. Oh, car with a booster on the back of it, and then into a plane, and then into a bike, all in quick succession. Oh, here we go. I mean, you could use that boost if you really wanted to. Oops. Not that it matters. Because to use that boost, you'd have to go into the other side. I don't remember that you'd wings up. Just go into the plane. But yeah, the boost is used for the player. And then into a turn. And then here we are at the finish. Hello AO, yeah, it's going good. I've had one disconnect so far, but things are going good. How you been? What is this next one? Ah, looped. Yeah, well, I saw you've been playing Psychonauts 2. How is it going for you? I'd start it myself, but I have a thing about starting games and not finishing them apparently. Kinda like Zora in that regard. Well, I think for me, I need to really get invested into a game. The ones I get invested into mainly are those that let me be who I want to be. That let me properly do what I want to be doing. And as much as I love a good story, I just see games more as a open playground, I guess. Yeah, but a good story involved with a lot of humour. That's what I was getting from the trailers. Glad you're enjoying it. Definitely something to put time into. Exactly, get out of video games what you want to get out of video games. Exactly, enjoy what you enjoy. And for me, that involves racing around on tracks, messing around in and exploring worlds and farming apparently. No. Farming Simulator is definitely the odd one out there. Although I guess it does allow openness in how I want to approach things, so there's that. definitely not like other types of simulator. Like, I have enjoyed truck simulators, and I've had my eye on bus simulator, but I just can never see myself getting as invested into one as farming simulator, because that openness just isn't there. I think we're almost at the end of this track now. Yeah, go up here and then to the end. Yep, there's the finish. Can we do a front flip? Oops. At least we landed on our wheels. Yeah. This... It definitely looks very good still. I'm trying to picture what they actually do. Well, how the expanded and enhanced version's actually gonna look, because unless they update all the models so that they're not late PS3 textures, well, models, because that's the thing, this game was built with PS3, Xbox 360 in mind, yet it's still great looking, even if showing its age a bit, today. So the only way I see an expanded and enhanced edition going is if they update all the models, but why would you do that? What reason would you have to do that? Well, that's borderline remake. If you update all the models. Oh, you know, whatever happens, I guess, with it. Yeah. They really hit something with this game. Yeah, it's definitely bad business sense to pretty much remake the biggest cash cow of the generation. Especially when you can just do the bare minimum and still get away with charging £60 for it. And also, you know, I've got GTA 6 to worry about. Save all the new models for that. Unless my pipe dream actually did come real. But there's very, very little chance that is actually gonna happen. Because, I mean, let's be honest here. No way are they going to use or at least put a load of GTA 6 assets into this expanded and enhanced version of GTA 5. It's just never gonna happen. Because it's kind of born from the idea that they're separating GTA Online as a standalone thing because it's going to be the base for the next GTA's Online as well. I know it sounds silly really, but it's plausible. Every GTA since 4 has had its own multiplayer online component. It's just that GTA 5's completely blew up. So what if they just wanted to carry it on, even with GTA 6? And so everything in GTA 5 is being remade and being implemented into a new GTA Online, with everything that GTA 6 is bringing also being included. It really makes no sense. Oh yeah, there is a lot. About half of it you can only do in public lobbies where people are more than likely going to shoot at you in jets or pressers or orbital cannons. And the other half no one even plays. So unless you've got friends who are willing to do various modes with you, you're just never going to be able to get into one. Even the popular ones like Deadline, just no one plays. Which is a shame, because they had a lot of good stuff in those modes. And even this new one that they've added, these kart crashers or whatever it's called, I haven't been on it yet, but I've already seen around that barely anyone's playing it, and it only released last week. there we go again. Thank you very much. 1 second, if that, of a connection loss, and you kick me out. Well, yeah, you can understand why Red Dead really didn't take off. There just isn't that much to do in the Wild West in an online setting. As for the connection issues, they're happening a bit more frequently, but I'm pretty sure that's down to the internet. Maybe, because that router sort of likes kicking itself into a reset every few days. So I think it's getting a bit old now. And so the connection to up here is getting a bit iffy. But for some reason it's not getting changed at present. Alright, let's see how much we can get through with this playlist. And the thing is, yeah, no problem. See you around, and thanks. Here's to another great year, eh? You go enjoy yourself. See you around. Right, let's swap to first person, because this race has the thrusters part of it, and below that allows me to say what I mean with it. Oh god. Yeah, the classic Mini is a nightmare to control as well. Like, really a nightmare. Perfect. Yep, here we go. Jetpack. Thruster. Yeah, it just looks as though you're flying a drone, really. You have very little point of reference for where you actually are. And so it's very difficult to aim. Another thing that's difficult to aim is this. The car, Yeah, deluxe loot. Yeah. We fly, and you can barely see where you're going. So I'm doing out of first person. Alright, evolution. I really can't remember whether owning one of these, so let's choose it. Maybe you got it from a lucky wheel. Who knows? All I know is I can't remember half the cars I've got anymore. Except for many like the presses, go-kart and the Zentorno. Yeah, this race is a bit iffy because classic cars don't really control all that well, and that's what you're using for about half of it, if not more of it. We survived. That's good enough. Careful. Okay. can come up here. Or we could fail to do that. Not really matters, because going up there ain't really worth it. You get a bit of a speed boost, that's it. Not really something I want to do up there for. Especially as it is a very awkward giant anyway. Carried too much speed into that. But we should just about do it, I think. Yeah, there's a first. Can we get through all 8 of them before it disconnects us? Again. Who knows? Be interesting to find out. Especially since we haven't managed 8 yet. Although, was it 4 we did? And then it disconnected us. So if you look hard, oops. If look hard, we definitely could manage. Right. And then it's a case of not bothering with a playlist and just doing random other races. I've still yet to get one of these things. I've just not seen up to a point. After all, who needs one when you get the oppressor that controls better? Oh, do you fly? Yeah. And you can avoid stuff like that. doors. The Crescent does everything this thing can do. Except maybe go in the water. Although what's really underwater anyway? Why would you ever need to go underwater? Ah, here we go, with a Saxon River Thruster. Again, we don't really need to use the rotation stuff, considering it's easy enough to just use the stick. There's the finish. Four minutes. Could probably have gone a bit faster. Could definitely maybe have got sub 4 minutes had we not crashed. What a good name for our race, though. Plain and simple. Brilliant. Always use a mini light. Oh, it's this one. Very cute. The race with the awkwardly controlled planes. Marvelous. Oh, it's not really that awkward to control, it just seems that whenever you roll in a direction, they refuse to stop rolling in that direction unless you counter-roll it, which is counterintuitive to every other plane in the game. Well, counterintuitive to how every other plane in the game controls. Again, no point really doing the wall ride, except there is, because it helps you keep speed. And that's losing me about 1 second. I am this one. Which rudder turns slowly and then they expect you to do that. Which, yeah, okay, it's easy enough. But you've got to know that it's coming up, otherwise, well, you just won't have enough time to make it. Damn counter roll, and while that was for, and while that was for, and I'll hit the ball. Just about sub 5 minutes. Good enough. Definitely good enough. Maybe. Right, next up we have yeah, another spirally one. Again, as in Torno. To the left. And then this crossover. And then transform into a plane. But hopefully controls better than the ones of the last race. Oh yeah. The original set. How lovely indeed to see this. Oh, I kind of don't like these rings showing you where you gotta go. Feel a bit tacky to me. Oh. We barely see you anyway. Oh. Yeah, this is a larger spiral than the last one we did. Very much so. A bit of a boating success now. Let's just... Yeah, feels nice to be in first person in this boat. I mean, you've got the same problem as most boats in which you can barely see where you're going. If the front rises up too much. Well, it then goes fast enough for that to mellow anyway. It's only when it's going through these speed boosts that it is. Anyway, back to third person before we hit the plane section. Because I do not want to be messing about in first person planes again. It's a nightmare. Although this set really isn't so bad for that, I guess. I mean, I need a good place to be able to swap while I'm not having to use here. See, I mean, you got a good field of view. And it just feels easy to control. You know exactly where it's going, because that's where you're pulling it. Maybe one of these days I'll do a heist entirely first person, hey? That would be scary. Yeah, feature another of those new contracts that have been added to the game that we can do solo. Do one more first person. Well, do all of one first person, I should say. You never know if I'm in any marathon. In fact, I don't think we've done any marathon Transformers. It all seems to be circuits that we've been on so far. I mean, I don't mind that, the marathon tracks are better. Of course I'd say the marathon tracks are Bellevue. You're just never repeating a section or never feeling as loose as its feeling is that you're seeing the same parts of the track. Who knows? Maybe it's for a different reason I prefer marathon tracks. Probably because I like the stricter nature of them, I guess. Like, I know I'm selling most of these circuits to one lap, but and the fact there's no AI here. But with marathon tracks, if you mess up, more than likely what's going to happen is you have less time to be able to get back those positions you lost. Oh yeah, here we go. Big massive plane coming up. It's a big boy. Now imagine doing that in first person and not knowing where your wings were. That would definitely be terrifying. Anyway, we're sort of stint with a thruster, and then we're back in that big boy plane. Actually, yeah, let's see if we can. Well, obviously, just he barely got any ability of seeing. And with his car, what is this car? No idea. Well, it barely has an engine sound, so it's probably electric. Ooh. Actually, no, we're still not near finishing yet, are we? I was gonna say, we're close to finishing, and we're half a minute off the world record, but no. We're nowhere near finishing yet. Or maybe we were. So we're 50 seconds off the world record. I don't understand how they're getting those records, so they must have maxed custom everything that appears in these races. using the best vehicles for the job. Whereas someone like me, I don't really have that ability. Ah yeah, Tug Life. So named because you use the tugboat for all of about 10 seconds. In the 2 seconds, 10 seconds. Actually, let's time it. Probably closer to 20 out of the entire race, but yeah. Let's time it. Because again, the tugboat is massively slow and unwieldy, but why name the entire race after a set piece that really has no impact on the race? And you'll see what I mean by that when we get to it. Okay, first bit coming up. I think. Yeah, we come around here. Up here. Okay, no, there's still a bit more to go before we yeah, because it's near to the end. Here we go. This is it then. Foliate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 seconds. And then eighteen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, now even half a minute of a race, and you name it after that set piece. One of the most boring set pieces you could possibly imagine. And for 5 seconds of that set piece, you're not even able to control said vehicle because you're in the air and transform into another vehicle before you actually touch the water. It almost screams. We haven't used any. What vehicles haven't we used yet? Oh, we haven't used the Tug. What can we possibly do with the Tug? Oh, I don't know, put some speed boosts there or something. And then name a race after it. Because that way people will know we've included the Tug in a race. It did not need to happen. It really did not need to happen. Now think of a poor soul who is searching for custom-made races, and some evil person has decided to make a race dedicated to the tugs. But unlike Rockstar, they have no morals. Over half of that race uses a tug. How long is that race going to be? How boring is that race going to be to play? I mean, really. If it takes a minute to barely move half a mile, and actually not even half a mile, it's taking a minute to move a quarter of a mile, if that. How long is your race going to be where you're using more than a mile of a tugboat? And there's not even any boosters. And maybe, just for fun, you want to pull in a tight turn that the tugboats can't do. Which then means which then means three-point turning a tugboat. 3-point turning a tugboat. Now imagine that said person puts that tight turn in the dockyard or close by it. And say this person who's started the race is racing with others, and they've all got to that point at separate times. How many collisions and how many people are resetting just trying to do that corner and failing over and over again? It's madness. When we hit 10 o'clock, I do want to check out the creator, because I just want to check it out. In fact, I might even put that to the test of how long it takes a tug to do a mile. And the tight turning thing. Because that is actually going to be interesting to find out. It's raining, so steering is completely screwed at speed. Okay, in a plane, heading up high. How I would love it to have Rockstar make a snow-covered mountain and a ski resort. I want to see what they could do with that. What could Rockstar manage with a ski resort where you ski down a mountain? How would they deal with controls? And hey, wouldn't it be funny if you could also use weapons while skiing down a mountain? Imagine doing that, skiing down a mountain and you pull out a socket or something. Brilliant. Just slowly gliding down to the checkpoint. Not a problem at all. Oh, I thought we was gonna have to reverse and jump into it. Thankfully, we hit it. I'll tell you though, it's interesting for me to think about how I'm gonna prioritize games for streaming in these next few months. Which ones I want to put focus towards the full playthrough. I think at the minute it's looking something like Sonic Colors Ultimate will see the full playthrough. Forza Horizon once, maybe twice in the month it releases, and then once again in December. Farming Simulator, I will obviously be doing the Feeding Cows Christmas on one of the new maps, and then in December starting the stream file up. Hot Wheels Unleashed will see one. Pokemon, I kinda wanna do a full playthrough of it. I want to do a full playthrough of it. Because I feel that would be pretty fun. Especially since I did one of Sword and Shield. No, I thought this was a marathon track. Fine. I'll do one lap of this. Or I'll just select a bullet. I don't think we'll be using it all that much anyway. And what else is releasing? Ah yeah, Advance Wars. The only thing I ever used to do in Advance Wars mainly was the same thing I do on Worms. And that is role-playing as different teams and making up my own stories. But with Advance Wars, there was the added bonus that I could create the maps to be role-playing on. So I might see about creating a winter-themed map and then doing a bit of roleplay on it. If I can, of course. Super Monkey Ball single playthrough. Probably merging both the party games and the main game together. Of course, you can expect me to more than likely end up with Expanded and Enhanced of GTA 5. Although I doubt if I was to stream it, depending on what's changed, you would know its difference. An Expanded and Enhanced might actually give me the opportunity to do a story playthrough of it. It'll be good to revisit the story again. But as I said, for some reason, as much as I enjoy stories and games, and stories in general, I just do not tend to complete them. I don't know why that is. Although it does seem to be a recent thing, so it might have something to do with what I'm suffering. Because my focus is definitely out of whack. So I tend not to really focus on the story of the game too much. I tend to forget where I am with said stories. It's just very weird to be in the condition I am. Right, Twister, we've done Decades of Fun. That's a good one. I really hope we come across Inferno, but if we don't, I'll definitely want to end on that one. Because it's a fun one. With how it utilises the stormy weather. It makes it seem like you're in a post-apocalyptic world. Well, within the limits of what you can do with a creator, of course. There's no destroyed buildings or proper forest fires or anything like that. I mean, hey, wouldn't that be great? Rockstar actually making edits to the map for certain races. Oh, yeah. So you get a buildings destroyed, rubble on the streets. Maybe you could even go one bit further, you know? Let's say the dam breaks and floods the area. And so you've got a boat race or even a transform race. When you come across the dam, it's transformed into a boat at the dam. Fight your way down to the flooded city and find the underworld. Find things underwater, see survivors on top of roofs and above the waterline. Maybe even utilise a submarine or one of the cars that can go underwater. That would definitely be a lot of fun. Maybe for next GTA Online though. After all, well, maybe you can. For expanded and enhanced. Again, all depending on what they do with it. All depending on what they do with it. Who knows though, you know. Because supposedly we've got trilogy remakes as well. And if those are a thing, I'm definitely getting my sweats, which has not seen a mainline GTA on it. And no Nintendo console has seen a mainline GTA. For the 3D games especially, seem well at home for just messing about with. So I could have half an hour of running people down in a car and just going on a rampage in Vice City. Or, if I'm being prudent, spend half an hour with Strip Club. Or picking up prostitutes. Although that just wouldn't really compare to actually. It'd be fun to see, but it just can't compare to the real thing. If only I did the real thing. But my time will come. Right, Slam Dunk. Is this just gonna recommend me the same 6 again after this one? Because if it does, I ain't gonna be happy. Yeah, this is our first marathon as well. Oh. Oh, come on. It's allowing us to do so. We just have to. I'd also like to see the stories games as well. Because they're stuck on the PSP. And as far as I'm aware, only Vice City Stories can be bought and played on a PS Vita. Maybe they will. You never know. Maybe they will. Oh. I think I'm gonna have to, I know I always keep saying that. I keep saying I might have to cut this short or whatever, and I just don't. But I definitely might have to. We'll finish this race, try to find one more marathon, go to Inferno, and then see how I feel. Because that then should take us to the time where, if we want, we will go into the creator. And just mess around doing that for an hour. Or however long we decide to. So yeah, somewhere like here, this area, bring the tug in here, specifically this area, and that's it to do with type tar. This is, I don't see that ramp as really necessary, because, okay, I guess it is. Faster. Oh yes, I remember now the end of this. I'm definitely not going to incessantly tap the A button. Or just go on a nice cycle ride. Why they couldn't allow us to just cycle with the right trigger, I don't know. Allowing us to do different speeds with the right trigger, just like how we do the same thing with vehicles. In fact, even with running in games, why don't you allow the right trigger that privilege? I know some games do, but they just use it as a button rather than allowing you to set your limit through the analog ability of the trigger. You could, like in GTA, press the stick all the way and just go into a fast walk, or even a medium walk, and then you put the stick in, hold the trigger in just a bit, and you're going to a jog, and then you can limit how fast you're running with the trigger. Say about 3 speeds. A jog, just barely touch, press it in. A light run, and then the usual sprint or fast run that you'd get for doing, say, holding it in, I should say. Yeah, it's just giving us the same ones again. There we go, we're loaded in. I was wondering if it would. So, jobs, Rockstar created, stunt races. Yeah, you can't really tell what's sprint races and what's aren't. I know Plummet's one. I'm pretty certain Odyssey's one. Next up, Mackenzie, Maverick, Tokyo Inferno, Home Run. Actually, no, we'll just go with, because I definitely feel as though I need to take a break, end things up. So we'll just go straight to this one. And here we are. One of the only events that uses the Halloween sky, as I've seen it called. Don't know if that's the official name of it, but that's what people have called it, the Halloween sky. Combine that with the thunder and lightning and the fires that you see in it. It definitely makes it seem a post-apocalyptic environment. And here we are, just chilling in our microlight. I know it's not the fastest vehicle, but, you know, this race definitely seems to go more for a spectacle than an event. Into my selected car we go. Just a bit of fast-paced action before we transform back into the microlight. Although for a small amount of time this section, as we then become a bike. And go through forest. It barely even seems worthwhile to call a forest. Because it's a forest that's in the middle of civilization. And again, you can have that sort of thing in real life. Especially with how things are being cut down in places, how forests are being cut down Oh yeah, this become a wolf man. But yeah, forests being cut down for places of for new houses, pretty much. Oh, I don't think it's quite like this, when you've got the civilization in the middle of a forest. It's more like the forest gets cut down to make way for the civilization. Although no doubt if GTA could the map changed according to the time, most of these trees wouldn't even be here by now, you know. 8 years is a long time for all of these trees to have been cut down. And you've got the sawmill back there. So they definitely have the means to be doing so. There, here we go onto the water section. And yeah, the waves are very chaotic. Which definitely suits the mood. Now, if only this kind of stuff could be activated for a proper Halloween event, like we get the snow around Christmas, that would just be great. Although, I can see why it probably hasn't, considering all the near constant flashes of lightning. I saw to do plenty of people's heads in. Even if non-epileptic. Right. That. Can you stop vibrating, controller? Thank you. Nope, we want to go back to free roam. Right, so the celebrations. Well, the celebrations of my 1 year anniversary streaming will be continuing tomorrow if I feel up to it, where I'll be on Splatoon 2 doing some turf war. So that'll be fun. I am going to raid you across now to Zazum, who is in the middle of the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword playthrough. So, until next time, bye for now.